who says that we will not ask the citizens. The citizens are demanding to see you. Yeah. Don't be like Aiden Dwale. Don't be like the CSL. Where he says, this is not, we're not asking people.
We're not asking people. We will proceed.
Yeah. We proceed. Public participation be damned. Constitution, those little things, toss them out the window.
We consult you and then you get sick. No, we will proceed.
No, we'll proceed for you to get sick anyway.
No, we'll bring the sick to you.
Where? Proceed. Where have I had that word? That seems to be a word I hear every day. Proceed. John Bundatich, good morning.
Good morning.
Right. Yeah. AVE, good morning. You've said good morning. We can just see your smile. How many teeth do you have? 32. Okay. Joylene, good morning. Mutan, proceed. Mutanu is here. Walking, fairy dust and all of those things. Good morning, everybody. Getting into it loud and clear. We have put out a petition that people want to see Evelyn, Joylene, and Mutanu. People want to see the people who make things happen behind the scenes. We are trying. You're trying. We'll see. It seems like it would be easier to get a camel through the eye of a needle than to have them show up. But, we'll try.
But
the day is coming. Fast approaches.
Exactly.
At 6:15, a very good morning to everybody. Dennis is here, so we can, proceed. And Dennis told us to occur with you in the Situation Room this Thursday morning, and we're getting into a number of conversations. It's always lovely to then be able to get into this conversation with you. So karibuni sana as we do. Where? Things were said yesterday.
Yeah.
But I want to see I don't know if EVE heard me yesterday, but the Member of Parliament for Suba North constituency is who? Bad girl Millie Odhiambo.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to remember what she asked certain questions about yesterday. This was Nikal. No, so that's not the one we want. There is one, Ngoja Kwanza.
Bad girl.
Bad girl Millie asked a couple of questions, and Kai, imeenda wapi?
Let me tell you.
Yeah?
Kama kuna kitu yenye ilikuja na mail literally.
Internet.
When you need
when you need the internet to behave itself, it starts doing other things.
When it will not.
Yikes. Okay, so maybe you'll find it later.
Yeah.
Because it seems as though I sent my own things. But anyway, she asked a very simple question. Explain to us exactly what is going on. Don't come and tell us that because our friends in the United States want to do something, we just give them like that. The entire house yesterday, and at some point, I had to pinch myself because even the leader of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, actually said yes. Yeah. That statement by the Secretary of State was actually quite arrogant. So it was very interesting to see that those proceedings went on in Parliament the way they did yesterday. We're going to see how that proceeds. But then it was interesting because then at night, when the crazies come out, is when Aiden Dwale now came out and said, you know what, we don't need to ask anybody anything. He even said it in Parliament and then went on to repeat himself at night. So it's all up in the air right now. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it's good. This kind of participation, this kind of dialogue, this kind of debate and engagement is very good. So that you don't let people imagine that they can lord things over you, especially when you're in a democratic state.
I think it's also an opportunity for us to see exactly and to know exactly who we are dealing with.
Exactly. You know who you're dealing with.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, this is what I keep saying. Everybody is bound by the law. If someone is blatantly saying we're not going to follow that law, the Constitution they swore to protect and uphold, we know exactly who we are dealing with.
Absolutely. And it was interesting because we also saw that the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly defended this. And I just saw the defending of all of this across board. And I was like, wow, okay, interesting. And then I thought, as I heard arguments through the day, and I thought, you know what? When you defend the indefensible, what you do is that you actually you engage bereft of thought.
Yeah.
And that you park your conscience, you park brain function, and you park critical thinking to the side, and you replace it with bravado and arrogance. Yeah. Because you know that you are defending the indefensible, but that you cannot defend with logical thought, brain function, or conscience. So you put arrogance and bravado in its place.
Yeah.
That's what you see playing out. I'm just saying, if the shoe cap, one of them, if it fits, carry on.
I wonder, if you listen to professionals in the medical field speak, Dr. Nyikali yesterday spoke in Parliament, explained how you treat such viral diseases. Everybody has said the same thing. You treat it at the source. You don't export it, you don't import it.
You don't.
But what happens when you see a legal mind? You know, mimi naelewa katiba.
Operating differently.
Mimi naelewa katiba, but I want now to wear a white coat and talk about medicine and treatment of virus. Yet I'm not a virologist. Like,
it doesn't. Let me tell you what James Nyikal said. Listen very carefully. Wait.
Yes, Nyikal. Which one? Will people who are already sick where they are be transferred to this unit? Speaker, I ask that question because science and international practice is when people are sick of a disease in a pandemic or an epidemic, you treat them where they are. You don't move sick people to a place where there's no disease. I would want a question to that. And Mr. Speaker, let me also say, this agreement does not oblige the government to put an... This agreement was general. Yes,
Meskia?
yes.
Even this agreement that everybody's touting about, it was not about Ebola. It was a general agreement.
Yeah.
So when people are sick, you don't transport them somewhere else where they can potentially infect anybody. This is a doctor who's telling you.
You see,
Yeah.
even America is saying the same thing. You treat them where?
Oh,
The
where
only
they are,
thing they're
why do
doing
you move
is
them?
They're moving that to another country. But what essentially they're saying is this disease is better off treated where? Kule.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Happen to Chuko.
it's okay.
And so we can tell you about conversations that we will have today. And as we get into Thursday properly, we're going to start off the conversation at 7 o'clock. The State of the Nation is what we'll look into. Secretary General of the Democratic National Alliance is Dr. Barak Maluka. He's also a communications consultant. We'll have a conversation with him and we'll also look into some of these things a little bit deeper. And then at 8 o'clock, Ivan Zogada, for our Justice Thursday conversation, will lead a conversation around defying the bench. When government ignores court orders, then what happens next? And we'll actually have a number of them that we look into. When those court orders are ignored, what exactly it means when government is essentially ignoring itself. Because remember, the judiciary is not the abandoned stepsister of, it is an arm of government.
Yes.
Okay? Also, we will then, Boaz Waroko is the Elimubora Working Group Policy Advisor. We're going to be looking into students' unrest. What is behind the tension? 4 more schools were closed yesterday because of, whatever the case may be, unrest. And they said, rather than get to a situation whereby we'll be dealing with injury and loss of life, let's shut down school for an indefinite period of time. So I think between Monday and today, we're looking at about 12 schools that have been closed indefinitely, and folks have been told, just go home first and let's figure it out. Until now, the calls are for, you know what, if there's something that's burning, how about we hard stop for a minute and then reset? We don't know what's going to happen today, but I think the number now between Monday and today is 12. And so there's something going on. Yeah. We'll have that conversation with Boaz at 6, I beg your pardon, at 9 o'clock today. Sawa sawa. And of course, we can't go away from mentioning it. The whole homosexuality and lesbianism issue in high schools and what pressure that's causing is an issue. We'll talk about that or at 9 o'clock today. 22 minutes past 6 o'clock, and a very good morning to you. Our audience on KTN, Karibu Sana, and those who are listening on your live streams across the nation, the region, and the world, Karibu Sana. Our live streams are up on YouTube, Facebook, and on X, and we're getting into it proper today. So we'll say hello to you in just a minute when Dennis tells us what's happening on the Gold and Cocoa Coast.
Yes, the Golden Coast. So we said we want chocolates from Ghana. The lady who's doing that, Asante Sana. Yeah, we need to also agree that West Africa is a very rich region. You know why? If you talk about fuel reserves just in the region, that is West Africa, so talk about Nigeria, Ghana, if all that would be harnessed, perhaps our Strait of Hormuz would be coming from that region. That will be the area that is supplying the entire continent, and then you couple that up with other deposits that we see in Libya, talk about Kenya is also exploring, South Sudan is exploring, Uganda has the same, Tanzania is also in that space. What are we doing with the resources that we have? This is now a conversation not just about Ghana, but how we can take what Kwame Nkrumah said and use that for our betterment today. But let's go to the proverb. The rain wets the leopard's spots, but does not wash them off. The rain wets the leopard's spots, but it does not wash them off.
Oh gosh, there's so many ways that you can look at that, isn't it? That first of all, it's something that might come so heavy is not going to cause any permanent damage. You're just going to have to walk through it. So the leopard spots will never be washed away from the rain. But then also, what is imprinted in you, if you have that thing that you have, there's going to be very little that's going to be able to take it away. If anything, it cannot be taken away. Yeah. Can't be taken away. I would look at it in those two ways.
In those two ways. I'm going to look at it in this way. People never change who they really are. They will try to paint themselves in different way. They will speak different language. They would come beg, shed a tear, cry, do whatever. But whoever they are will always come out.
I can see through what exactly you're saying.
Oh.
Yeah, I understand.
You'll preach, you'll pray, fast and pray. Never really changes.
Who you are is who you are, man.
Who you are is who you are.
Yeah.
Oh, but then we went to South Africa, no?
Yeah, we did.
We
did. Yes.
We chartered a plane?
I'm not sure how we went.
I think we chartered a plane.
Yes. I don't
But
know.
anyway, we really never change you, yeah. We have appetite for fine things.
That's not going to change anytime soon for nobody. Okay, that we've been able to establish.
So regardless how that rain comes down, my appetite for fine things
is going to remain.
Exactly.
So, it's no problem. No apology required. It's all good. Let's say hello to everybody this morning. Now that we've all established that Dennis Aseto is in fine form, a very good morning to you as you get into the Situation Room this morning. And a very good morning to you from Mombasa is what Peter Kiari says. A cat that cares about tomorrow doesn't eat a pregnant rat. Right, because it wants more rats.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Dr. Venvik, good morning to you. Tuning from Tude, Mombasa today. And Jackie Abila says, good morning, Spice. Tunajikaza tukiwa Mombasa. Kaza kabisa, my sister. Or rather, it's Jack, so my brother. Yes, please. Kimiak. I'm already laughing. But let's go anyway. It is apparent that it has been pushed down our throats, and the quarantine deal is being shrouded in secrecy and deal breaking. Stand up, because nothing good will come out of the Kenya Kwanza admin. Sawa Kimiak, you're right. It's definitely being shoved down your throats, and you're being told that you actually don't have a say. So, sit over there in the corner. Vena Karwenji says, good morning, tuned in from Kuwait. Ndwana Seto, each African leader should ask him or herself, do I have the heart of a slave or the heart of a free man? That's a good question.
Good question.
Very good question. Because it would seem as though the vestiges of a lot of these things are still very, very present in our present day. So it's a good question to ask, and then you can go from there. Melbourne, knock, knock. Who's there? I'll be asking this rhetorical question. Why do we vote? Why do you vote? Why?
Yeah.
Boaz Laliana says, good morning, Team Spice. Ready for the big conversation from Kitale after my wife visited a hospital in Sabatia yesterday, only to be told Shah could only pay 300 per day. Excuse me? Paid the balance by cash. Oh, okay. Because they don't have money, or what was the reason? I'm interested to know.
Javas Bigambo.
Hey, Javas.
Javas.
Hello?
Please.
You have a missed call?
Boaz.
Boaz has a thing to tell you.
Has a thing to tell you.
Salam alaikum from Kilifi. Atieno, good morning. How have you been? Hope you're doing well. Karibu sana this Thursday morning. Jackie Onyango. Now there's a Jackie who's a girl. Good morning, Team Spice. Blessed Thursday it is. Wishing you well, and to you too. Pan-African Kenyan is tuned in from Nairobi. A very good morning to you. Osana Emily says, good morning. That attitude of mpende msipende is quite pathetic. It actually is. Yeah. Especially when you're dealing with sovereign people. We're not talking about a sovereign state that presents itself to another sovereign state. We're talking about the people of the country who are the sovereign. I don't know if we get it.
But when these people talk like this, have they surrendered the power that they have?
You know what? I actually think it's worse, because I think they do get it.
Yeah.
But they've told you that we don't care. We understand exactly what's supposed to happen. In fact, we say we're bound by the Constitution. We're supposed to be following the law. But we say, you know what? Screw it. I will do what I want.
You know what these people think? You see, when you say the power belongs to the people includes them.
That's the thing. We do
You know,
understand.
you are part and parcel of these people that form the country Kenya. At the point when you decide to just be a sellout, to just be anyway, let's proceed.
Understand anger.
Understand anger.
Wanda, good morning. Ndwanasetu from Toronto. The U.S. issued a travel advisory for Kenya due to protests, yet they have a cause. They want to hit Kenya's tourism for standing up themselves. Bullying 101. I'm telling you, pro max, my friend.
Let me tell you, take your seek and treat them in your country.
Yeah,
Period.
first of all, you want to issue a travel advisory, then travel your people there. Travel advisory. You're joking.
Okay.
This is, okay. Peace, peace. Pax Romanus.
The government
Pax
should also
Romanus.
issue travel advisories because they're demonstrating their country every other day. An issue we can issue.
Abio.
Yeah.
Samuel TBC says, good morning, guys, tuning from Kuala Lumpur. Good morning to you, Robert Mbogo, tuning from Mombasa. And good morning, guys, says Erica Ward. Good morning to you. Ogle Gel says, good morning. Isakale says, the government insists there's no need to consult Kenyans. That's reassuring. Nothing calms a nervous public quite like being told their opinion is unnecessary, right?
Yeah.
Jennifer Tenny says, good morning, Spice family. Ndu, we December babies are wishing you a happy birthday month. You and Dennis.
Yes.
Son. Jimmy Munuthi says, good morning, Spice family. Duale did it. Sifuna has been vindicated. Now Senate had an issue, indeed. Senator for Nairobi, Edwin Sifuna, has told them yesterday, excuse me, that money that is pledged to Kenya, wape TCKD, he puts quarantines, and I mean, it's not for lack of land.
Yeah.
It can happen in DR Congo as much as it can
Sikung
happen in
also
Kenya.
has an airport, so they can land.
In fact, these people have put an airport right in the middle of the rainforest that is a landing and takeoff point for anybody who wants to get in and get out of the country. So you can actually do it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about secrets that want to be unraveled here.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about the international airport. We're talking about a landing that goes right into the forest.
Yeah.
So that people can go and extract and take out. Use it.
Use it.
For removing your people.
Yes.
Now we want to go bare knuckle. Let's go.
Yeah. The greatest military. You can walk in, take a military security there and treat your people.
Leave us alone.
Bwana watu wajinga walisha Kenya bwana.
Leomi says, Aidan Dwale needs a lesson or two on epidemiology. He has no clue. I don't even think it's that. I think it's just...
I don't think he needs a lesson. He needs to shut up.
Wow, here we go. Okay, it's going to come at some point.
He just needs to.
It was going to come at some point. My Lord.
Nothing good counted at that man. Sorry.
Christina A says, good morning. Can we as parents push to be connected to CCTV of the entrance of the dormitory where people asleep late night or morning? We can save our kids because surveillance officers were unavailable. I think there's a lot that parents need to demand from schools where their children are going to board. I think that for too long, we've bowed down to the almighty administration when it comes to the boarding of our children, and that we need to be involved in this process. I'm not saying go and make trouble, because also then parents would have the propensity to then show up in school anytime and say, excuse me, I want to see. No. But we're saying from the very beginning, because you are taking my child, in as much as you are teaching and they're learning and you're keeping them in a board. I have a say. That's my child, number one. And that for the safety of all of them. The thing about accountability is that more people that are involved in the process, it is an easier form for accountability. If it's only a few people who guard the thing, then it's very hard to keep people accountable. Parents actually need to rise up here.
I think we also need to bring back the idea of having matrons living in the quarters where the students sleep.
They should.
Yep.
Stanley Ngashi says, good morning, TSR. Ebola aside, can we picture the conversation between a grade 10 ushering CBE in and a Form 3 phasing out 844? The conflict is deep. Let me tell you, firsthand, grade 3, especially grade 3s, because grade 3s, remember, they're the last 844s. They're the last ones. I beg your pardon, the Form 3s right now are the last 844. Okay? Yeah. They did the last KCPE, they will do the last Form 4. There is a real conflict between grade 10s and Form 3s. Remember, Form 4s are on their way out. They're done.
They're done.
The first year that grade 10s come in, and this Form 3 that is going to be there for another year, and then they'll be the last ones in this system. The conflict is real. I've seen it. Yeah. I've heard of it. It is real. such things need to be taken into consideration, but we want to pretend like nothing is wrong.
Yep.
These are real issues. Let's talk about the issues. We'll talk about some of those with Boaz later today. Bwangi Juma, we see you. Good morning. Pace Time says, you know what we need to do? We need to close all the boarding schools for a month. These children need time out. Maybe that will help. It's a good thought.
It's a good thought.
It really is. David Mangera says, good morning, Spice FM TSR. It's another day. Shukran Sana. Thanking God. Indeed, we are. Sarah Kilonzo, very good morning to you. Ndu, it's not what? 12 schools that have been closed so far. There are many. Some don't announce publicly. The teachers tell the kids to just go home. Yes, Sarah, but what I'm saying is that what we have seen announced publicly is 12. That's what I've said. It's very likely that it's a lot more, but we've seen 12 that have been publicly stated. Sawa. Oshari and Jero says, good morning, Team Spice, Ndu and Dennis. In case of a contagious disease, you can contain it at its epicenter. You don't actually need to bring it to the rest of the people. Yes, this is one of the things that we do see. It would be great if people then were able to get it right as far as that's concerned. Okay. Daniel Churu says, our courageous and well-informed crew, good morning. I yearn with all my heart a day African nations can have such strong governance structures that things work no matter the people who get in office, even psychopaths. Yes. Wanda says, Dr. Oz says, remember Dr. Oz? Yes. Yeah. Oprah made him famous. He came out yesterday and he says, there are many places we can send folks, but sending them across the world, especially when we're not sure what's going on with them, is probably not the wisest move.
Yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
But sending them to another country where is the wisest thing? Oh, stop it, Dr. Oz. We thought even you could do a little better. Hello, Ndu. Good morning, says Milestone. Tell Kenyans to stop worshipping things foreign like Arsenal and American dollars. Okay. Simon Kibiru, we see you. Good morning. Yes, it is. And Rascador says, good morning, Spices. Was listening to Parliament debate yesterday on the Ebola issue. And the statements from Duale and Ishungwa made my heart bleed. Only God knows. Indeed, only him does. Linda, ça va, mes amis? Ça va bien, merci à vous. Okay, Andrew Shearer, we see you. Good morning, arise and shine. It's time to pray and ignore distractions. It's true. Sarah Rabat, you say today you have an interview. God ahead, indeed. Wishing you the very best and that you can focus and get it right. Jose Mahinda says, good morning. Good morning to you, Mtuflani. We are not mad enough, indeed. You're not. Those of us who are called too emotional, it's about time for you to get emotional. Megamind says someone needs to remind Duale that Kenya is not a failed state and we are governed by the rule of law, not sheer private mentalities. Vintage Oak says, hi, Ndu and Dennis. Good morning to you. Ayenda Derek says, good morning, Spice. The arrogance with this government is on another level. If we don't win, we will steal. Oh, we don't need to ask anybody. Our questioning Nikelele ya Chura. Lameko Chena says, always said we are on our own. Apathy. The leadership is the problem. Boy, what a way to wake up this morning. My goodness. This is what Kenyans are feeling. Perhaps something ought to be done about it. All right. Glad that we can say good morning to everybody. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in this morning. Let's get into these conversations, shall we? We'll take a quick look at weather and traffic and we'll come back and look into the headlines. Good morning.
This is the Situation Room. This is the Situation Room. Only way to start your day.
Sakaja will be in the soup if the court finds that he has a case to answer in the long-running legal battle. Okay, so let's do this again. The county government of Nairobi was supposed to pay lawyers, or rather a client, a law firm, 106.7 million shillings.
Yes.
That didn't happen. The person responsible for this payment is CEC Finance, Charles Kerich.
Yes.
He didn't pay this money, and so the court cited him for this and held him in contempt. Now, contempt of court is
abrogation of the law.
It is. So you either show up or you show up as a guest of the state. Now, this showing up as a guest of the state was for 3 months. Now, this didn't happen, and we also heard that there was Braggadocio. That one.
That do unprotected.
That's what he allegedly said. And then didn't show up. They supposedly looked for him. They couldn't find him. Now, according to the client's lawyers, they cannot find him, and he's said to have gone to Dubai. And the person who facilitated his Dubai-ness is the governor of Nairobi, his boss now, Arthur Johnson Sakaja. This is all alleged. Now, if those lawyers take it to court, and the court finds that actually, yes, the governor, if he decided, you were supposed to go to Dubai for this work, how about you go now in a time when these other things are happening? It's possible that they might want to ask the governor to also join others.
We're just making it very difficult for the courts, but the courts might be forced now to, whenever they give these orders, the orders are as well issued to immigration department at the airport. This person should not leave this country because there is an order against them, so they should not leave.
I still want to know those people who beat us out to see that they said they're out of the country. Where did they go? Sindo? And where is our chapati machine? I'm taking this thing very seriously. I'll just bring it in randomly until somebody does something about it. 1 million chapatis were supposed to be delivered every day, and we're still here.
You're asking for chapati machine.
I'm just saying, can't just be telling us things and then they don't happen. Panic hits schools as principals resort to closures over unrest. And there it is, Sarah Kilonzi, that story. Kilonzi, I beg your pardon. That this is what schools are resorting to. Rather than us waking up in the morning to find embers still burning and children and others having been injured or unfortunately dead, killed with other... You know what we're going to do? We are going to put a pin in this thing that's about to burst, and we're going to say, go home. And then when things quell, we can come back to school. Because this doesn't look good. Day after day after day, schools are closing. Another school, they decided that they're not going to burn anything, but they're going to stage a walkout, a protest, and run along the road at night. In the morning, they closed the school. Some of the most quote-unquote disciplined schools have been closed. And children have been told, parents have been told 8 a.m. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Come and collect your children. I beg. And you come, you take them. Don't say...
The most disturbing thing is, even as we're sending these students back home, we're not addressing the problem.
We can be angry at one another, Dennis, and we can decide, okay, you know what? You go over there, I go over there. But if we don't address the thing that is angering us, we have not solved it. Because when we come back, we'll still be
angry.
Thanks.
So beyond closing schools, because then that is what must be done to avoid the arson attacks that we see, or destruction of property, sour. But are we addressing
the issue?
Are we going to the cracks of the mat and saying we need to address the problem?
We'll talk about it, but we're likely to see more of this happen because if it's like a fever, kind of like Ebola, once it has infected, hello,
Spreads very fast.
Get the point?
Yes.
The court has found that there is no evidence that Mbijiwe was abducted. Habeas corpus is what they were talking about yesterday. And they've dismissed the petition seeking the production of missing security analyst Mwende Mbijiwe, who disappeared more than 5 years ago in circumstances his family alleges involved state agents. It's been in court for a hot minute. And yesterday they said, you know what, we can't see that he's been abducted, so let's put this thing to bed. Yikes, his mother cried because then she's saying, how will they find her son? How a 2018 play on fire foretold Utumishi tragedy. There was a play that was done during the national festivals.
And by who again? Butere?
Butere Girls. This thing that happened was a direct rendition, absolute carbon copy of what that play talked about 8 years ago. Watch the excerpts and it will send a chill down your spine. Watch it if you can.
To hear crushing down those dreams.
Where?
If we could only learn from what is being portrayed out there.
There's something that's being said.
Something that is
until the kids are even presenting it in a drama at the festivals and telling you this is what's going on in schools. But still, we listen not. MPs push for closure of boarding schools over student disturbances. MPs are saying, no. We can't. We have an opportunity to do something about it. Take the opportunity now because you don't want to cry more tears later. House committee slashes executive budget. Oh, where did it go? Looks as though the House committee might want to make Kenyans smile. Slash it from what to what? MPs have revised Ruto's government's 4.82 trillion national budget for the year 2026-2027, relocating funds away from the presidency to insulate vulnerable programs and fund grassroots projects. So, House allocation was cut to 12.6 billion from 16.3 billion in the current year, reduction of nearly 23%. I don't know that I need to say anything else apart from that. Well done, House.
You know why I'm not going to clap?
Why?
Because there's that wild card through the supplementary
budget. It might just come back.
That's the wild card, because unless we say if we're passing this budget and no supplementaries will come, then
you say,
I
okay,
will
so
clap.
they can't come back and say, okay, by the way, we need another 6 billion.
Yeah.
The same that you
So,
cut it by.
For now, it's good. We'll clap. It's something to discuss. But if that supplementary comes later and we see that the house on the hill is still asking for more budget allocation,
I'll retract my clap
then this, you see this,
Yeah.
is just a PR exercise.
Okay. That's okay, so. We won't listen, Duale tells Ebola plan unstoppable as MPs protest. He said, listen to who for what? Which ones? Kenyans. They don't know what they're talking about. This is a health issue. Kenyans, Apple, not everything is debatable, contestable, protestable. Yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. So you know that Murkomen and who else went to the New York mission to solve new police unit rollout gaps. Okay.
I think Sakaja is there as well, no?
Still there, has not come back.
I think I saw him with Murkomen.
They were to go together. They've not come back.
I don't know.
Meeting inakwanga siku tatu, ama? Anyway.
It's a 20-hour flight, kuna jet lag, so anyway.
According to Elias Makua in the opinion pages, from the look of things, this is Kenya's apocalyptic moment where things could actually burn to the ground or be lifted up. It's up to you. So you can look into the opinions in the Standard this morning, and then, of course, you look into the counties. There's a lot going on. Get yourself a copy of the Standard newspaper, a copy of the e-paper. You can subscribe to do that. Yes, sir.
To the Daily Nation. And it starts with tensions in school. So we're looking at sudden closure where a wave of disturbance sweeping across the country, leading to deaths of 16 students in Gilgil School. Fire has forced the premature closure of institutions. And multiple motives have been seen where authorities have blamed exam anxiety, unruly students, unresolved grievances, high-handed managers, and copycat cases among reasons for the riots. We also have a nationwide inspection of schools to review safety measures, overcrowding, and foster dialogue between students and teachers to avert conflict. One would say we have commissioned very many agencies and what do you call them? Task forces, if we could only implement the reports that we have. Now, court allows detention for 21 days of 9 students blamed for the Utumishi school fire that killed 16 girls to allow detectives complete investigations. Now, here we see as well parents with their children outside Moi Forces School Lanet after the institution was closed indefinitely yesterday. So this is in Lanet, also in Nakuru County, not far from Tumishi.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've also closed.
They've also closed indefinitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So we also see one of the dormitories that was destroyed by a fire at St. Joseph's Seminary School in Molo on Saturday. Again, Molo, Nakuru County. So we're talking about 3 schools in the same county, not far from each other. So what exactly are we seeing? What is happening?
Yeah.
Are we addressing the root cause of the problem? Now, Mr. Duale says protests won't derail us, derail U.S. Ebola deal. He said actually 5 people will not go out there and protest and think they would stop us from setting it up.
Yeah, he actually did.
You saw
say
5
that.
people in Nanyuki.
Yeah, just 5. Only saw 5.
Just 5.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Yeah.
5, yes. Or Kenya, you're just 5. Now, after recent floods havoc, brace yourself for El Nino. The World Meteorological Organization has cautioned that El Nino is expected in the next 3 months. The alert reinforces last week's forecast by Kenya Meteorological Department, predicting heavy rainfall later in the year. So we've been told in the next, how many months? In the next 3 months, itakuwa hapa. Now, anyway, I've not seen drainages being cleared.
You've not?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
Okay.
Nasema tu kwa sasa. The buildings that were supposed to be cleared of riparian spaces still do exist. El Nino is coming. Now, state shelves plan to increase power prices. Now, the government has suspended a planned increment in electricity tariff due to take effect on July 1st, citing the need to cushion households and industries from higher energy costs. That was, and the announcement was made yesterday by expert Opio Wandai.
Wandai.
Yes.
So, amewafanya favor.
Itafanyia favor.
Okay.
Kenya Power walitaka kuongeza rates, but hold your horses. Now, rising sea levels, the science behind it, and expert warning. Study shows all heritage sites assessed along Kenya's coastline fall within high-risk zones, raising concerns over the long-term survival. So we know that water is reclaiming land.
As it would.
And that is bound to continue if nothing is done.
Mother Nature will always fight back.
Exactly. Yeah.
She will.
All right, so on page 3 is all about El Nino as well. We just talked about it and the preparations that we see. And in page 4 is a further in-depth story on concerns of schools closed amid fresh wave of unrest. And Dual Estate will not consult Kenyans on US Ebola. So these are just stories that have been well articulated deeper into the papers. And in page 8, State faces 1.6 billion shillings bill for illegal civil service badge. So, thousands of public workers were forced out under reform program in 2000. So the government is facing a fresh legal challenge of a 1.6 billion shillings compensation claim by more than 5,000 former civil servants retrenched 26 years ago, and a controversial public service downsizing program. I'm asking, 5,000 people, you've not paid them. How have they survived? What's your responsibility as a government in meeting your obligation? And this does not just go to government, but for many people.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you think these people survive? Because there's a job they did.
They did.
And you
chose. Yes, you did. Use the word,
chose
it's okay.
to get rid of them.
Yes.
And there was an agreement. And you signed on the dotted line. And an agreement is pretty much like law.
It's binding.
It's binding. You failed to do that and you've broken the law. So here we're looking at 1.6 billion shillings from the public coffers for a mistake that you intentionally overlooked. Regardless of which government is there, government is government. Mambo ni mengi, lakini ni hayo tu kwa sasa. Now,
Hey, God.
so there's also here how Gachagua Oster ruling could shape 2027 elections. An analyst cautions that the presidential bid of the former DP could greatly benefit Ruto.
Okay.
Hiyo pia ni maoni imewekwa hapo, and state ready to pay protest victims with 1,800 already identified. Here's the thing. We set up a task force to identify them. Sindio?
Yeah.
But I remember at some point that process did not end because Kenya National Human Rights Commission said they did not have enough funding to complete the process. So when we say we want to pay them, is using what data?
Why do you need data? You can just pull anything out of a hat like a magician that pulls a rabbit and just continue. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Ndu. Nairobi Policing Unit plan hits a snag. Interior CS and Nairobi Governor were leading a team to benchmark with other major cities. The problem we had is that during the presentation on the unit, it looked like any other unit within the police force, but that is not what is actually envisioned. So the plan that we had, it will not be possible.
It cannot?
It will not be possible.
Oh, sorry.
It will not be possible.
Okay.
Ilikuwa
Sasa basi warudi.
Ilikuwa ni story.
Si warudi basi.
We're going to check out New York.
New York.
We're going to buy some red bottoms.
Okay.
Top up on our collection of watches and belts. You know.
Wewe. You're hating.
Asema tu, we gotta also learn from Danny and how he's running New York, you know.
You be hating.
Yeah, I'm just being honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, on the Star, if you're looking for akina mutu fulani na izakale, if you're looking for what will increase your blood pressure, I'll tell you first of all the story in the middle before I go to the other ones, so that we at least cushion the shock. Karua backs calls for science-driven pick a flag bearer. Of course, this interesting headline was pulled from the interview that we had with her yesterday.
Yep.
It's always good to see brothers and sisters in the media coming together, collaborating. Absolutely. Lovely.
Yeah.
To see that. And so, of course, they're saying, you know what? She said it yesterday very clearly. Ask the question and then make an informed decision based on the information you have been able to collect from asking the question. It's actually scientific.
Yep.
And that's what she was saying. If you don't have the relevant data, that fuels a decision because you went ahead and did the research. And remember, doing research, a form of research is asking questions.
Yeah.
Now, if you are not able to do that, then don't pick anyone. Pick the one that gives you the best answer from this formula that you've been able to apply. That's what she said yesterday. That's what's on the front page of The Star. Then, a man who killed his mum over a fence dispute loses appeal against death sentence. I mean, okay, shocker there. Security Education 2027 general election dominate the 3 trillion shilling budget. Got to do an election. It would be nice if the money for education that's been budgeted actually goes to schools.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like a phenomenon. Something like a phenomenon.
Do you know what will get the funds that they actually need? IBC.
Sindo?
Because we must be elected.
Must have an election.
We must be elected, Buana. How do we come back?
Fireworks, twa, 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 were in Parliament yesterday. As CS Dwali defends the US Ebola facility in Laikipia, everybody and their uncle were out with their best and said, you know what? No, come on. From Dende Nyoro to James Nyakal to Millie Odhiambo to people who you have never seen them speak in Parliament, spoke yesterday and said, stop it. Can't accept this. Now, the one that's going to give Akina Iza palpitations.
Yeah.
And Mtuflani, audit. There's the Auditor General, Nancy Gadongo. She has said that KMC, you know that one? For Nyama, the Kenya Meat Commission, over 1.7 billion shilling unrecorded debt and declining livestock purchases. It's not 7 billion.
You know, that's the same amount the US government has given us.
Yeah.
To set up a quarantine facility.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Correct.
Yeah.
Up on your tuko. And that's just the front page of the Star. I don't have the strength to look beyond that. But that just gives you a bit of an insight into what it looks like this morning.
How do you have a 1.7 billion unrecorded debt?
Unrecorded and dwindling livestock purchases.
And you wonder why?
See, it's 7 o'clock.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
In a world drowning